That boy has a future as a construction worker because he wakes up at 6 a.m., immediately hops on his excavator, and is out there digging dirt. Let me tell you, it was awesome at first. There's only so many times you can watch a boy dig dirt. He's just out there grinding, just working his craft. And when I say, let's go inside, read books, maybe do something different, he says, no, I have to work.
I know, it's so funny. It is so funny every time that, like, I feel like we have said that to him, that he's like, let's go do this. And we're like, oh, honey, no, I have to work. And so now when he doesn't want to do something, he says it to us.
He gets it.
He says, no, I have to work.
No, I have to go to my office.
I have to work. he's giving it right back to us. We're going to start, I swear, like the little things that like the tiny white lies that I would give him, you know, like
if they're gonna come back to bite us.
He's like, oh, I really want some M&Ms, and I'm like, oh, sweetie, we don't have any M&Ms.
And he's like,
I know exactly where they are.
I know where they are.
I'm just slightly too small to get there.
You spew these lies to me. You tell the truth.
You tell the truth.
Tell the truth.
You tell me the truth. You look me in my eyes and you tell me we don't have M&Ms, Mama.
Welcome to Baby Steps. Comment below what cute, started out cute, but got to be a bit much things your little one does. And
my goodness. Anybody out there living with a toddler knows what we're talking about. Doing something over and over and over and over.
I basically have Goodnight Construction Site memorized.
I also have Goodnight Construction Site memorized, as well as Time for Bed, which is the one that I read to Finn before bed. Every night. In the dark. Because he's very, he doesn't go to bed very well right now. And so it has to be completely dark. And so I'm reading a book to him in the dark.
Gotta memorize it. I'm Ned. This is Ariel.
What's up?
We have a 3-year-old, almost 3-year-old son named Wes and a 3-month-old named Finn. This is Baby Steps, the weekly parenting comedy podcast that reveals the messy side of parenting. Drop us a subscribe, rate us 5 stars. You can find it anywhere podcasts are at. This week, we're talking about the 3-month milestone because it's official.
It's official.
Finn is 3 months old.
Today. The day that we are talking about this.
But milestones are a little controversial because with them, they come a lot of things that your baby should or shouldn't be doing. It can really lead you down a rabbit hole of thinking that your precious little Harvard grad is going to end up in a gutter.
You really want your kids to go to Harvard?
Hell no. Fuck Harvard. Yale would be nice though.
Yeah. Okay, so I have a love-hate relationship with milestones because both of our kids were early.
Right.
And
which already throws it way out of whack.
Which already throws it off. I was chatting with our producer Rachel about this, who had twins, so they were early as well. And she was saying that all of those milestone apps that parents love, and we do love them, but all of those apps that parents love, they're always off. And they're off for us too, because a lot of them chart milestones based on babies' due date and not their birth date.
Yeah, at the 1-month checkup for Finn, guess what percentile he was? 6th percentile.
I know.
In height or something. Or it's insane.
Yeah.
And then a couple months later, he's like in the 40th percentile. I'm like, well, seems like it didn't mean very much when you said it to us. So why did you say it to us? We're just worried that...
Right. There's that whole situation.
Raising little Napoleon.
Everybody's always saying, don't compare your babies to other babies. Don't compare your kid is their own kid. Don't compare them. And yet you go to the doctor and
they give you a point of comparison.
They literally compare your baby to all other babies and say your baby is 40th percentile, 60th percentile, 90th percentile. And I find myself just hoping that they say something over 50%, because God forbid your child is average or below average.
I know.
Right?
Under 50% seems like horrible. Oh my God. There's something wrong with them.
It doesn't but then I actually think about it and it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
It just means that your baby is small. You know, I don't understand why they tell people that.
Right now.
Right.
It could grow bigger.
And
could grow smaller.
I actually do understand. Here I am saying I don't know why they do this, but I do. It's so that the doctor can be like, okay, well, you need to feed your baby more, or, you're feeding your baby too much, or that sort of thing, or baby's not getting enough nutrition. I get that. But you know what? You don't need to tell people, you know, and maybe it's some sick need for parents to know how their kids compare. That
Absolutely.
The doctors have just gotten into the habit of telling them, we go to a practice that has several different doctors, and the one doctor that we really like that we go to, she doesn't tell us. I've noticed that she never really told us with Wes. And then there's one doctor that
says he's doing great.
Yeah, he's like, he's doing great. He's doing great. Yeah, and that's what you want to hear, But deep down, I was kind of like, tell me what percentile he is. Tell me what percentile. Tell me he's 60. Tell me he's 75.
69 percentile.
But and then there was one doctor that we had that turned the computer screen to us and said, here is his chart. And here is how he compares to other babies. And he was below. This was with Finn. And I was like, oh my God, what baby?
Yeah.
It's fascinating and frustrating to think about that, and I wonder how other parents feel when they see where their child falls on that line, that line of all other babies in the world.
I mean, it's a line of comparison that lasts your whole life. I mean, maybe you're a kid in school, or maybe you're in college, you're getting graded on the curve, how many likes other people get on social media. I mean, even just outside of baby milestones, there are these points of comparison.
Right. You're constantly being graded and grading yourself.
Can make you feel bad.
Yeah.
Or good if you top of the curve, but then ultimately bad because the whole class hates you. Scarred for life.
This is just Ned's life.
There are plenty of people who are below average height in the world that do just fine.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, the real question here is. It's not do below average people do well. It is, why do we feel the need to compare ourselves?
Exactly.
And that is what this episode is about, but it's also not what this episode is about, because now that we have a second child,
yes.
How have your feelings changed about this?
About compare? Oh, I am super chill, man.
Right.
I mean, the difference between the first child and the second child. First child, I was like, is he doing everything right? I was going through the check boxes. Second child, I'm like, he's fine. Yeah, he's
He'll
sort of smiling.
Eventually.
The doctor asked us, is he looking at you and smiling? I was like,
yeah,
I guess. I mean, that made me a little bit oh no. Oh, I guess I need to be looking at this more.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there are reasons that milestones are important, and it's so that doctors and parents can look at kids and say well, they're not. It's been a while since they should have hit this certain milestone XYZ, and if they don't hit those milestones, it could indicate that there is something wrong, or something amiss.
Right. So they can intervene.
Sometimes it could be hearing problems, sight problems, things that you don't catch because obviously babies can't tell you that they can't see or hear. So there could be certain things going on that are keeping them from reaching those milestones. And so, so that's why they're important. But in, kids that are just being kids, a couple of weeks, a couple of months, if they haven't walked yet, if they haven't talked yet, every baby is different, and every baby is on their own schedule.
Yeah, some of the ranges for the milestones, like walking, for example, it ranges from like 7 months to 18 months.
Exactly.
That's a huge range. But if my baby doesn't start walking at 7 months, then all of a sudden I'm going to start to say, oh no, 7 months, he should have done it by now.
And 7 months is nuts.
Yeah.
Wes didn't walk till 15 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And look at him. Can't stop him from sprinting everywhere now.
Yeah. And I mean, it's just so interesting that we think of, like, it's such a big deal in the moment that a baby hasn't reached a certain milestone. Mm-hmm. And you're thinking, oh God, I've done something wrong, or my child is going to be damaged in some way. But then when they're 3, when they're 5, when they're 10, when they're 30, mm-hmm. you're like, why was I so worried about this? They're fine. Mm-hmm. You know? Like,
look at me. I'm 33 now. I used to poop my pants.
Exactly.
So let's get specific about milestones. We're going to read the what to expect 3-month checklist and see, is our baby okay? And also, which milestones do we think are important to check out and which ones are a pretty wide range.
Okay.
Month 3 is what many parents call the enchanted months, or the golden months.
Yes. Now, why is that?
Because they're sleeping a little bit more through the night, rather than waking up 2 to 3 times. They're usually only waking up 1 time, maybe 2 times, which has been a huge change for us.
Yes.
You know, still a little rocky, but I mean, just waking up once at like 2, 3 a.m., way better than just being intermittently up all night.
Yeah, that's fair. Rather than every 2 to 3 hours to
exactly.
eat. Yeah.
And starting to social smile, starting to be kind of like happy, starting to have a sense of you're connecting with them.
Which makes having an infant so much easier.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you say that in those early days when, your newborn is just kind of looking around,
they
not making eye
focus on your face. Yeah.
Not smile, just not interacting with you in any way. I just find that time to be very isolating and difficult.
I think it is isolating and difficult because you don't feel like you're connecting with another human being. You just kind of feel like you're taking care of a larva. Yeah. Yeah. Which, in some ways is lovely because you have this warm, snuggly newborn. That part's nice.
But, when you're imagining a child that has a...
That maybe was too loud. I'm going to eat this apple and then put it away.
It's like when you were complaining about my mom eating ice when we were watching TV the other day. I'm sorry. You just majorly distracted me with your apple eating.
Chewing on ice is like only psychopaths chew on ice.
That is not true. And also, only psychopaths eat apples during a podcast. And so Finn is at that point now where he is social smiling. Mm-hmm. He looks at your face. He's actually right now, kids his age, like in that 3-month range, they are particularly interested in circular shapes. Oh, did you know that?
I did not know that.
Yeah, that's because, like a face.
Like a face. There you go.
Yeah, and so particularly interested in circular shapes or like wavy shapes or... and contrasts, obviously. Mm-hmm, that's why all those infants be looking at those black and white cards.
Those black and white cards.
Those black and white cards.
All those infants doing it. Everyone's doing it. It's like the center part. Everyone's doing it.
Oh my God! Don't even get me started about the center part. I saw something on the internet. It was Instagram that said that only old people wear side parts.
And you immediately started comparing yourself.
And I immediately started comparing myself. I
You're
said,
like,
am I old?
Is this a milestone that I've passed? Am I old because I like to side part my hair?
Well, you know what it made me think of is that both Becky and Maggie, who are significantly younger than I am.
Significantly, girl. They're like...
are doing middle parts. And I was like, I am old. I am so old.
Oh my goodness.
So I tried a center part and guess guess what? I look like a dweebus.
No, you looked fine.
I did not look fine. I looked like one of those like caricatures of people that slick their hair down like this.
Try it out for the people watching on YouTube.
Okay, so my hair is like kind of thin, and especially with children, it has gotten more thin.
Yeah.
And so like right after I take a shower and my hair is clean, and then I put it in, and then I like have it down, it just I just look so silly with the middle part.
I think it looks fine.
I look like a dweebus.
Maybe
Like I should have like, I don't know, glasses. I don't know.
Fellow friends.
I don't know. It just doesn't look like me.
That's the main thing.
That's the real
it just
question.
Doesn't look like you.
Do I look like me with the middle part?
No.
Okay. So what you're saying is I'm old.
No. What? No. It's like here, 30 seconds of it. It's already started to normalize for me.
Really?
Remember when I had a mustache?
You still have a mustache.
But it's part of a beard. Remember when I just had the mustache?
Yes.
And at first it was like, oh my God, that's so strange. And after a while, I was like, oh, it's still my husband. He just happens to have a mustache.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that center part wasn't even as severe as a mustache.
So I mean, I just got used to having like a salesman as a husband.
Right.
So do you think you could get used to, having I don't know, what
you got to think of it like, oh yeah, I'm Dua Lipa.
Hey, okay. So all I have to do is walk around and pretending that I'm Dua Lipa.
Yeah.
And then it'll work.
Right. That's what I did with the mustache.
Okay.
I pretended I was Dua Lipa.
Yeah. I mean, that was a tangent, but I certainly do feel old with 2 kids sometimes.
Yeah.
And I also,
me too.
I can't get Botox on my forehead because you can't do Botox when you're breastfeeding. So I still have 8 months before I can get Botox again. So this is just going to get worse and worse, this situation going on up here.
You look beautiful.
I appreciate that. But, anytime I look at myself on camera or something like that, real talk, guys.
I mean, I feel the same way. I look at photos even 2 years ago of me and I'm like... You got so much life.
Much life.
And I see YouTube comments that are like, wow, Ned really doesn't seem like he's sleeping much.
It's like, well, I'm not sleeping very much. I'm not.
You don't know my life.
I think that all the time. I'm like, okay, I can't help but compare myself to Becky and Maggie.
No,
because
right.
I see them every week.
It's anyone that doesn't have children.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So I'm looking at them on the Zoom. They're so fresh faced with no wrinkles. And then I'm looking at myself with these bags under my eyes. A full forehead of wrinkles and my ding dang side part.
Oh my God.
And I'm just like, who am I? How is the shift so significant? Like when you're not sleeping very much at night. Oh man.
Yeah.
Anywho, comparing yourself to others.
Not a good
look.
A good thing. No.
And comparing your baby to other babies. Also not a good look.
Take it from us professionals on social media. We face the same pressures that you do on social media, even more heightened, because it is our profession. I've taken to wearing, under eye makeup.
Right?
Because it's like I look at my eyes, I'm just like, oh dear God, it's the sunken place.
It's the sunken place. I look like death.
I am death incarnate.
Do you think that?
I mean, maybe not drinking alcohol and drinking more water could also help, like a little bit. But maybe. I'm not gonna do that. Come on now. Need my glass of wine to help me take the edge off a really tough day.
From being old.
From being old. It's a cycle.
It's a cycle. It's just this cycle that continues and continues and continues. It's like if I were zen enough to just drink tea and water all the time.
Right.
Then awesome. But I'm not. 5 o'clock rolls around and I'm chasing after a toddler and I'm like, where's my wine?
Where's my wine?
Oh my goodness.
You know what would be great to chase after this toddler with? A glass of wine.
A glass of wine. That would be awesome. Yes.
Wesley says, let's go outside. And I said, just Daddy needs to go get his wine first.
I know that this is something that like my other mom friends do too, but like, is this
wine o'clock?
Yeah, wine o'clock. Is this a universal thing? Is this just a like?
Probably.
I have kids. No, I need alcohol.
I think it's pretty universal with our parent friends.
Yeah.
I mean,
100%.
When
maybe that's because we just find parent friends who also like to.
That's
drink.
true. It's a shared interest.
A shared interest. Yes.
Rachel sent us a recommendation of a red that was a porch pounder.
A porch pounder.
And we thought,
and this is why nice. Rachel is
a
very, very good mom friend.
That's right.
She sends us porch pounders.
Yeah. I don't know. I remember when you got pregnant and it was during the pandemic and we had a toddler, all of our parents or all of our friends who were parents said, oh dear God, oh no. She's chasing around that toddler and she can't drink wine.
And she can't drink wine.
Oh, no.
I know.
How will she survive?
I know. Yeah. And if you guys want to know how I handle breastfeeding with wine drinking, it's, you have to really kind of...
A lot of stopwatches.
You stop drinking at a certain time and, you breastfeed at a certain time. They say 2 hours. I can talk all about it if anybody's interested. But we are being safe about that. And milestones.
Okay.
Because now we don't really think about them as like, oh, he should be smiling now, unless the doctor asks for it.
Yes.
But there are certain milestones that he should be doing right now.
Sleeping. Babies up to 3 or 4 months need 14 to 16 hours of sleep in a 24-hour period.
That sounds correct.
Think he's doing that?
I know he sleeps so last night he slept from...
It's like 6 hours, then 3 hours.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He
last
normally
night he
sleeps
slept
about...
from 9:30 to 2:45.
Uh-huh.
Then went to bed at 3:15. Then woke up at 6. Breastfed babies should eat as much as they want at this age, but a general rule of thumb is 4 ounces per feeding.
Every how many hours?
Every 3 to 4 hours.
Wow. I think he's eating more than that.
Hell yeah.
Chonk.
That boy Florida strong.
But see, here we are. Now we're like eating more is not supposed to be a good thing or a bad thing.
Oh, it's just a thing.
It just is. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So who cares if he's eating more? That's just what he eats.
Yeah.
He eats as much as he wants.
Babies this age love hugs, which can help with cognitive development. Have we been hugging our baby?
I don't know if he loves hugs or not. He loves snuggles.
Yeah.
But it's not like he can...
sometimes he doesn't.
It's not like he can look at us and be like, I like this. Bachelor
like
style.
An episode of Bachelor.
I like
Bachelor baby style.
This is
Can
nice.
I steal you for a second? I need...
That's Finn all the time.
Some more milk.
Can I steal you for a second?
Suck on your crest?
Wow, is that what that's just how you think of breastfeeding? I saw something on...
Well, it was like The Bachelor, so it's like kind of, I was looking for something.
You know what I really appreciate?
Mm-hmm.
I really appreciate people who post TikToks on Instagram. As somebody who doesn't do TikTok,
right,
I really like the TikToks that are on Instagram. I'm so old. Okay, this title...
I ain't gonna download TikTok, but...
The title of this episode is Ariel is Old. It's fine. It's fine. I'm okay with that. I'm no longer comparing myself to my younger friends for the next 5 minutes. But so I was looking at this TikTok on Instagram, and it was this mom who was like pretending that her milk had just come in, and then she pretended to be her husband, and he was like, "Ooh, damn!" And then she sang the song that was like, "This ain't about you." It was really funny. And I was like, I get you, girl. Because this ain't about you.
The boobies are not about you anymore.
These are kind of off limits.
They're about the food zone.
Yes. This is a feeding situation.
And it's like, you can't, it's like you want what you can't have.
I know.
It makes me want them even more.
I know. It's so hard.
They're bigger.
It's fun. Oh, dear God. Oh, I'm sorry, Mom and Dad. Anywho,
Yes, other milestones. Also, I don't think you're older than I think it's I think it's a children versus not children, because you're basically the same age as your non-child friends, right? Maybe a year or two older or something. It's like binary. It's like once you have kids, you immediately are 10 years older. If you didn't have kids right now, you're what?
I'm 35.
You're in your prime, baby.
Yeah. I am. Thank you.
Okay, your baby will most likely lift her head 90 degrees when on her tummy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been doing that. Actually, Finn will do this thing where he like swivels his head around like this, kind of like in a circle, and then
he'll kind of lose control.
Just
Yep.
like headbutt you right in the chest.
Which just makes me think that he's going to be a lot accident prone, kind of like Wes. Mm-hmm. Wes, we joke that everything ends in tears for him because he just goes and goes and goes and goes until he hurts himself.
Right. The happy place gets even more happy, and then even more.
It gets frantic.
Physical exertion,
and then it gets hurt.
Yeah.
It's kind of like you, actually.
That's true. That's me in a nutshell.
Reminds me a lot of Ned. You have two boys that are just you, but smaller.
Yeah. Maybe they'll get some of you as well and not break a bone until they're 25.
Oh, I would love that.
That would be nice.
That would be really nice, but not likely.
Mm-hmm.
I still haven't broken a bone. You said that haven't broken a bone until they're 25?
Shoot. I guess I was thinking of...
Stitches.
You going to the ER to get stitches. So
I also didn't get stitches. And I've never had a bee sting. Never had a bee sting.
Well, that's just...
Never had stitches until I met you. And never broken a bone.
A little different for me, gang.
Yeah, and
broken
it probably will be for our
bones,
kids, too.
Torn legs, all sorts of stuff.
How many times have you had stitches on your chin?
3?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Mm-hmm. I think the final time they had developed some cool glue technology.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, back to the...
Once I broke my nose running into a wall playing laser tag.
Father of my children, everybody.
We'll be able to roll around and turn in the direction of a sound. I don't know if he does that
roll around? Like rolling? I don't think that they're rolling
roll
at this
over.
point. Oh,
it says likely be able to roll over.
Likely be able to roll over.
So,
okay.
Not likely in our case.
Finn is not rolling over. Well, I mean, if we like propped him up so that his only option was to roll over, he might do it.
Yeah.
But...
Yeah, if we like put him standing and then see what happens, he would like topple over
and roll,
which
we have not done. We're not going to do that.
Many babies have expanded their speaking repertoire to string together vowels and consonant sounds like agoo.
He does that.
Yeah. Okay. Very.
He's chatty. He's a talker.
He's chatty. Yeah.
He's chatty. Yeah.
Wes is a runner. He's a talker.
Yeah. That's okay.
Yeah.
We can have, our boys can be different. Kids are different. Mm-hmm. Wes was very active and is very active, and Finn can be his own person.
He likes toys and rattles.
Mm-hmm.
He likes things that play music, and he'll reach for toys. I don't know if he's reached for toys.
He does reach for toys.
Really?
Yeah, when I play with him with the Love Every thing, with the play gym, he likes the really loud ding 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 toy.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so if he can reach it, he'll hit it or he'll kick it.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Cool. I have been having lots of dance parties with Finn, and he definitely enjoys the music.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
He's gonna be a musician.
He's gonna be a musician.
It's like those. Are those the Korean birthday parties?
Oh,
I mean, they're not like birthday parties.
The 1-year-old.
The 1-year-olds. Well, like it's like a 1-year-old.
Maybe isn't a party, but
what do you call it? Ritual.
Yeah, it's a ritual.
Yeah, where they.
If you don't know, in Korean culture, there's a ritual when a baby turns 1 year old where they crawl on a map to one of 5 different items, and it's things like a paintbrush,
there's 5 specific items.
Yeah, 5 specific.
It's not things
items.
like it's a paintbrush, I might have to call Eugene. Paintbrush,
It's like one symbolizes intellect, one symbolizes wealth, one symbolizes artistic ability.
There's maybe like a
probably
dollar,
like physical activity,
a ball.
Mm-hmm. But it's things like that where it's like the sorting hat of babies.
Yes, exactly.
This baby shall become
an
artist. I don't know if you guys watched Pixar's Soul. Great movie. We loved it. Wes calls it the Little Blue Guy movie.
Little blue guy.
They give all of the little souls personality traits.
Right.
There's a sequence where they say, and you will be megalomaniacs. You will be narcissistic megalomaniacs. And you all will be slightly depressed.
Right, yeah. It is fascinating to think that.
Be sure to continue reading to your curious cutie and watch how captivated she is by the pictures as you turn the page. Haven't really done much of that. Maybe you have.
Oh, yeah, I have.
I've done it like occasionally.
Yeah.
All right, I'll try and do that more.
I mean, he really looks more at like people than he does at pages. You know, he likes hearing my voice.
Yeah.
And he likes the fact that I'm talking. You can sort of sense that he likes that I'm like speaking.
I'll notice sometimes he's too, like if he's into my chest and it's not calming him down, what he really wants is to like look at me and talk to me.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that's when he smiles the most.
Yeah,
it's very cute. True. Yeah. I love that.
Here's a milestone. Clapping.
Clapping?
Hell no.
I don't even think he knows he has two hands.
No. Doesn't even have arms yet.
He like is surprised when he finds his fingers and it's like, oh, that's fun. Oh, these are tasty. Ooh. No, clapping, no, we are not there yet.
Steak au jus. And the last milestone, controlling and lifting their head during tummy time.
Tummy time.
He does that. I think so.
Yeah, he lifts his head. He can hold his head up. That's an important one because they have to be able to hold their head up in order to start eating solid food.
Oh.
Yeah. You know, that like 4-month well visit. The doctor's always like, how are they holding their head?
Eating food. I forgot everything.
Well, with Wes, we did
Ariel, I forgot everything.
With Wes, we did it at 4 months.
Oh my gosh, that's 1 month away.
I know. Some parents wait till 6 months. Some parents wait till 8. I think Rachel waited till 8 because she wanted to do like very solid foods with Poppy and June.
So they just jump right into filet mignon.
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, no.
Oh.
It was like soft carrots.
Okay, but still not mush.
Not mush. Yeah.
Wow.
So that's the thing is at 4 months we started with like purees that were mixed with breast milk. You know, so like basically breast milk with a little bit of carrot. You know?
Oh man. The solid foods, that's when the poops start getting real stanky. I mean, can we compare our 3-month-old poops to our 3-year-old poop? I mean, the 3-year-old it's like adult-sized dumps. I mean, they are big evacuations of the bowels. And they are, you know, I'm sure they're as smelly as adult poop is, but adult poop goes straight into the toilet.
Sometimes I think to myself, like, he's such a small person, and he also doesn't...
How does he fit all that poop
And
in
also,
there?
he doesn't eat as much as we do.
Yeah.
And yet his poops are so big.
Yeah.
He has adult poops.
Yeah.
And
I'm so proud of him.
Oh man, you know,
But
like comparing his poops to other
they're
kids' poops,
stanky.
I bet he's got the biggest poops.
But he has the biggest poops ever.
But
Our
it
son
is
has been pooping a lot lately.
it is fascinating to see. Like I can't not look.
Yeah.
You know, like I could take off his nighttime
sometimes he
diaper
wants to
if
look
there's
at
a
it
poop
too.
in it.
He's like, let me see.
Yeah. So we're still doing nighttime and nap time diapers.
Right.
And sometimes he'll poop in his nighttime diaper, which I know can become an issue, and we'll have to talk about that at some point. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Ned's like, I don't know.
I don't know. The doctor said, don't worry about nighttime for a while.
Oh, really? Because the last time that I mentioned it to her that he was pooping at night in his diaper, she goes, uh-oh.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Doctor said, uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Anywho.
That's not what you definitely don't want to hear that from your doctor. Just, not followed up by anything else. Uh-oh.
Huh.
All right, well, keep an eye on it.
Let me know if that gets better. Yeah, so he sometimes poops at night. And so when you take off the diaper, you can just wrap it up and throw it away. Mm-hmm. But I can't not look.
I know, I just want to check
I have to look. Do you look at your poops after you poop?
Not usually.
You don't?
Not usually.
Are you a psychopath?
I guess so.
Don't you want to know what they look like?
Not really. I'm just in, out, ready to start my day again.
That's absolutely untrue. You spend like 20 minutes in the bathroom.
Right. So I'm in, out, and then ready to take advantage of the fact that I'm in the bathroom and play on my phone for a little while.
The honest truth.
Yeah.
Give me that honest truth.
Mm-hmm.
Can I just send a call out to my mom friends out there, on the waves?
Yeah.
How long do your husbands spend in the pooper? Because I cannot be the only one who's, chasing after children and daddy's puts it on his phone in the bathroom.
Look, you do it too. It
yes.
is a necessary break. It's like the only break you get in the morning.
I know.
So it's like become something where we're like, I'm going to go poop. And you just know that your partner is there. They're having their time. And you try and keep the kids out of the bathroom.
Try,
not always succeed. And it's just like, it's your one moment to be by yourself for a sec. And then that's it. And that's fine.
Yeah, fair enough. All right. You're right. I do it too.
That is a great topic of conversation for people listening out there is how long do you take in the bathroom and how long do you think your partner takes? Is it more?
Is it?
Is it more?
Is it more?
Everyone thinks their partner takes more time.
Oh, way more. You take way more time than I do.
Oh, you take way more time
No,
than I do.
absolutely
What are you talking
not.
about?
Absolutely not. But we were talking about tummy time.
We were.
And so tummy time. Tell me a little bit about tummy time for those people that are listening who do not have kids and do not know what this weird baby exercise is.
Well, it's about strong back, strong baby. It's the idea that you need to help your baby develop strength in parts of their body that they might not otherwise get it by putting them on their stomach and watching them to make sure they don't go face plant and
so their necks and their backs.
Right. They're never mind.
What?
Oh, it's just that song that goes like my neck, my back, my pussy, and my crack. So you're like, yeah, their necks and their backs. It's like, don't
even get me started. Is that what you think about when Finn's doing tummy time?
No, but I think about it whenever someone says my neck and my back.
Interesting. I guess I think about that when somebody says like apple bottom jeans or
that's
something.
That's true.
Which I've never ever heard ever.
No.
But if somebody said it, I would think about the song.
Yeah.
So
I haven't worn pants in so long.
I'm sorry. Where did that come from?
Apple bottom jeans. I mean, just the thought of jeans. Look at me. I'm out here in shorts. Like
I'm wearing a sweater and sweatpants.
Those are your cool sweatpants.
These are my cool sweatpants. These are my
podcast sweatpants.
These are my day sweatpants, and then I have my night sweatpants. Yeah, no, I've definitely
this is your active
leaned
wear
into the COVID fashion, and I am digging it.
Yep, just put on some white sneakers, and you are ready to go to Coachella.
White sneakers go with everything.
Yeah,
that is my number one mom tip. Is don't get any other shoes.
Yes, only
just
white
wear
sneakers.
White sneakers. Okay, so tummy time.
So cool, Ariel.
I know.
You're so cool.
It comes with age.
So fresh, so hip, so wise.
So wise. So wise. So not hip. Okay, I was reading this New York Times article actually about tummy time. It's called The Truth About Tummy Time.
Oh.
And did you know that tummy time was not a thing 15 years ago?
No.
Well, okay, more like 30 years ago.
Huh.
Because tummy time started becoming a thing when parents were not putting their kids on their bellies to sleep.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
There's a whole movement to make every parent aware that putting your kid on their back with no blankets or pillows or stuff will help prevent infant death.
Safe to sleep or safer to sleep or back to sleep. That actually, it's called back to sleep because...
Let's check the sheet. It is called back to sleep.
Because that's what makes you think of it. It's called back to sleep. Because so the American Association of Pediatrics, they found that babies were dying less of sudden infant death syndrome when they were put to sleep on their backs. And
Which is great. Huge.
When I talk to my mom, she's like, "Oh yeah, we put you to sleep on your belly all the time." Like that's just how kids slept. Is they would put you would put them down on their belly and they would sleep like that with their sleeping like that,
just like this, like I sleep now.
Yeah, exactly.
I sleep like a 1970s baby
because it's so comfortable, and it's like for digestion, and that's just how babies slept because they would sleep on you like this, and so you would lay them down like that. Yeah. Because you didn't want to wake them up by putting them on their backs. But then
I kind of imagine I'm like skydiving sometimes.
Sure. I bet
one
that helps
hand
you sleep.
down like this, one hand like this, and I sleep like this.
That is how you sleep. That's exactly how you sleep, like a skydiver.
Like a skydiver.
But so then doctors started finding that kids were coming in more and more with like head flatness.
Oh no.
Yeah, it has a medical term. It's called like something cephaly. But yeah, I don't think I wrote it down. But yeah, so all these kids were coming in because they were laying on one side, and so they would get like a flat part. And so then doctors are like, well, what do we do about this? It's obviously safer for them to sleep on their backs, but now we're getting kids with like flat spots.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And so then they started tummy time, where they said, okay, well, yes, your kids have to sleep on their backs, but they also have to spend a certain amount of time every day on their bellies so that they can get that strength in their neck, but also so that they don't get a flat head.
That is fascinating.
Yeah.
They solved one problem and created another.
Yes.
And now we have two different acronyms.
Yes.
To help us remember how to keep a perfectly spherical, safe baby.
Yeah, perfectly spherical, very safe and strong baby.
Balance it off.
It is a balance. But I find it very interesting how tummy time has sort of become this really stressful thing. Where like it's like a baby workout. Yeah. And okay, well, my baby is
really
doing
cute for 5 minutes, and then they start fussing, and you're like, but you're supposed to be doing tummy time.
I remember with Wes, I was comparing, like, I would talk to my mom friends and I'd be like, oh yeah, he can maybe manage like a minute of tummy time. And she's like, oh really? Well, my baby's doing 5 minutes of tummy time. And I'm just like, well, fuck me,
He drinks kale smoothies exclusively. My baby, we already know our letters in Greek.
Whoa.
We already know the alphabet. The Greek alphabet, that is.
And we're not even Greek.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, it's great. It's
cool.
Great. I use wingdings on my computer. That doesn't make any sense. We can't compare ourselves to other people. Well, but especially not Silver Lake moms.
Yeah, that's fair. But you know what? Something interesting that I also read in that article was that actually, like, intelligence, they have found a correlation between certain milestones and intelligence. Isn't that fascinating?
Which ones?
Well, okay, think about it this way. When your baby is able to sit up...
All poop related. They're like,
no, it is
not.
He
pooping
it's
enough?
Not. So when your baby's able to sit up, they experience the world in a different dimension.
Wow.
Right? So imagine your baby laying down. All they can see is what's ahead, what's in front of them, what's overhead, right? Mm-hmm. But now they're sitting up. They can turn their trunk and they can touch things differently and like interact with toys in a different way. And that makes their brain work differently.
Oh my gosh.
And so, it's certain milestones then, or like certain intelligence milestones start to go faster.
Oh my goodness.
Isn't that interesting?
Oh no.
So like, it's almost like intelligence is following the physical milestones as well.
That is interesting.
And so they find that kids who walk like earlier, sometimes they talk earlier too.
And then they start doing calculus earlier. And then they go to Harvard. And then they go to Harvard. Oh my God.
Right? But that's why it's so stressful.
So we need our babies to be smart, but not so smart that they get into Harvard. Because fuck Harvard. No. Kidding.
For everybody listening that went to Yale, and Yale and Harvard have a rivalry.
Yeah.
That's why he says F Harvard.
Yeah, but maroon is such a beautiful color on me, so it really is tough.
Yeah, that's hard. That's hard for you.
Oh my gosh, but that means like that's so much pressure. That means everything in the baby's life comes down to these moments.
Exactly. That's why there are so many stressed out parents that are like, my baby's never going to get into, like, first he's not going to get into the right kindergarten, and then he's not going to get into the right, preschool. Those are backwards. He's not going to get into Harvard.
Yeah.
Because he didn't do enough tummy time. But it's not like that. That's not how life works.
Yeah. I have heard that around the idea of the amount of words that your baby hears. Not just even talking, but like how many different types of words that they hear. Like if they can hear like 10,000 words by age 2 or something, they'll be that much more better off in intelligence compared to someone that only hears 8,000 words.
So just let your baby listen to podcasts all day long.
That's right. Yeah, just fire up baby steps. We have amazing vocabularies on this show. And just set it on infinite repeat.
It is interesting, though. That's why they say you have to read to your baby. There are ways to like boost baby's cognitive development.
Wow.
Yeah. And they're not complicated. I mean, you know what they are. I know what they are. They're like the simplest things that you do every day that you don't even realize that you're doing.
Yeah.
Talking to them, singing to them, reading to them. It's all the things that you do with babies.
Yeah.
And that's what makes them learn those things faster. We wanted to start a segment in each episode. I feel like we talk a lot about the craziness of parenting and the dirty, the scary, the difficult.
Maybe we focus on the negatives a lot.
Parenting's hard.
Yeah.
And, all our parent listeners out there, they get it. But we wanted to do a segment that we like to call the joy of parenting. Because there are also so many joys that come with parenting as well.
So each week we'll say one little nugget of something that brought us joy. And this week for me, it was Wes drawing his first ever letter. He drew the first letter of his name. And I know it was a letter and not just a squiggle because he was pretending to write a letter. He went W and then he said, "Dear Wes."
Oh. And didn't he say like W for Wes?
He didn't say that.
Oh, okay.
I said W for Wes.
Oh, I see.
But he was saying, "Dear Wes," for Wes. He just kept saying Wes. But he drew like all of these little W's.
Oh.
It was amazing.
You must have given him some really good feedback because this morning when you were taking care of Finn, we were making a birthday card for Michelle, our nanny. Her birthday's coming up. He calls her Mimi, which he started when he was, 13 months old or something, because he couldn't say Michelle. And so we were writing her a birthday card, and we were trying to draw a heart, and he draws an M, and he goes for Mimi.
Oh my God!
I know.
Oh my God, that's so cool.
Oh, I was like, you smart little kiddo. And he also I feel like you and I give each other compliments a lot. And now Wes has started to do it, and it makes me so happy. The other day I was like, so we're at my parents' house, and I wanted to put those outlet covers on some of the outlets in the hallway. And so I was like, Wes, maybe you can help me. He's a toddler. He likes to have a task. And he looks at me and he goes, "Mommy, you're a really good safety person." And I was like, thank you, Bug. Those moments are pretty joyful.
They really are. Yeah. So it's hard to encapsulate the joy of parenting in one moment or one sentence, but it's little moments like that kind of add up to make it a joy.
Yeah. Remind me next episode to give an update on Wes sitting at the table.
Okay, I will. Tune in next week and comment what gives you a joy in parenting if you're watching on YouTube.
I would love to hear that.
Remember, rate us 5 stars. It helps other people discover the show. leave us a review, and email your questions at babystepsadvice@gmail.com. We will see you next Sunday.
Bye.
Bye.